fairy energies in. I want to welcome you to the Spiritual Corner. My name is Prism, P-Chan, or PZ, whatever you want to call me. And I'm here to give you a collective reading from the fairies per usual. I'm going to go ahead and start off by pulling some of these message cards per usual as well. Alright, we have the purple fairy. Beware of karmics. And the fairies are not pleased. So I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Alright. Let's do one more. Okay, so we have knowledge means change in reverse. Under the purple fairy, quite interesting that this card is quite purple. Cry for nature, mourning for something sacred which seems lost. And child of the moon, forgiveness transcending the ego. So what I'm getting here for the purple fairy, it's almost as if this card was put here on purpose, but with it being in the reverse position, it's very much a blockage on understanding that change comes with knowledge and that we must change in order to move forward. That's what I'm getting from that. Cry for nature, mourning something that's sacred and seems lost, beware of karmic. So maybe there was a situation where there was a third party involved. And then child of the moon, the fairies are not pleased, forgiveness transcending the ego. So maybe something caused you to transcend your ego, and the fairies are not really happy about that. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look and see what's going on here. Too many cards, fairies, so we'll just get one more, please. Interesting. So we have 8 of Wands in reverse. Usually that has to do with communication or things moving forward, migration. But in reverse, it must mean stagnancy, going backwards. We're going to take a look at that. The Fool. So this is free, with a free spirit, almost carefree, just enjoying life, as you can see with her lifting her beautiful flower in the air off the cliff and just living it like it's golden. And then the Nine of Cups, which has to do with wish fulfillment, but this is in the opposite, so it could be a missed opportunity. That could be why the fairies are mispleased. Like, yes, there was transcending the ego that came through and forgiveness. However, with this forgiveness came a missed opportunity. Therefore, the fairies would have preferred that this didn't happen that way. I'm gonna go ahead and pull like a little bit more just to see what's going on there. I might as well pull the in-betweens, and then I'll read into the Nine of Wands just to get some clarity on that. I just want to make sure that I'm 100% and I'm not missing any context. I'm going to take the one off the top, which is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which has to do with karma. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to start off with this 8 of Wands into the King of Wands. Interesting. So the 8 of Wands, as I said, has a lot to do with progress, movement forward, also communication. Incoming communication has been what the 8 of Wands has stood for before, but in reality, for the reversed position, means rush, impatience, or urgency. So maybe there's a need for you to slow down because you're rushing through this change, this knowledge, you're not able to let it soak in and process the moment. Going into the King of Wands, which is a natural leader, a visionary, and an entrepreneur. What I'm getting here is that the opportunity to slow down is going to cause you to like grab the ropes and become more in that leader role position. Maybe you're taking a little bit of a back seat when you have that vision in order to achieve that leadership position. So this could be an incoming leadership position that you should see in the future, or that you're moving into already. With the Fool, that has to do with not only being a free spirit, but but purity and beginning. So through this need for something sacred came beginnings. What I'm getting is just like a mourning of something that was of nature, of the universe, and you have been mourning it, but it has caused you to go into a new beginning, if that makes sense, and a new start, a feeling of freeing. You have boundless potential where you can pour your exuberance into fresh creative endeavors. And that's what I was saying about the King of Wands, is you're going into that leadership position, and in comes the vision, in comes that free spirit, that channeling into like your imagination, if you will. But then the Wheel of Fortune comes, and the Nine of Cups comes. It's like, there is a Beware of Comics here, so maybe there was a situation where, I'll go ahead and pull on that, where things kind of, it could have something to do with abundance, property. Seven of Pentacles. Maybe you picked your fruits too early. I think that's what I'm getting here, because the Seven of Pentacles has to do with harvest, but harvesting at the right time, rather than as soon as you see the fruit. Because just like on any tree, if you pick it too early or if you pick it too late, there's a chance that it won't taste right, it won't be at its true potential, hence the karma. I wonder what was this potential? What were you harvesting? The Ace of Swords in reverse. Princess of Swords, sorry about that. Which is the Page of Swords, for those who aren't familiar. Let's see, the Page of Swords. Contrarian, annoyance, motor mouth. So either you or someone, which I'm getting this, it might be just like somebody else, might have been in the way of your fruits of your labor, causing you to receive some sort of karma from pulling out too early, or for being too distracted, is what I'm getting here. Because the Princess, or the Page of Swords, has a lot to do with contrarian, annoyance, and motor mouth. And with you being in this leadership role, I can see you being more poised and more collected on how you portray yourself and how you conduct yourself. So unfortunately, it looks like there was a bit of a shift in your fortune, or the wheel, rather, because of an interference, causing most likely this missed opportunity. However, you gain knowledge to that, where you transcended the ego, stopping you from being doubtful or having a blockage in your change through knowledge. That's what I'm getting here. So let's see what exactly you can do about this. So we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which that has to do with like stagnancy. The Magician in reverse, which has to do with manipulation. The Fool, we got the Fool again, so free spirit, feeling lively. And then the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which has to do with like, wait, what? Interesting. It's almost as if, give me 1 second. So the Knight of Pentacles is exactly what I think it is. Yes. So boredom. So maybe you had your mindset change, because it's like you were a leader and then you went into apathy or boredom all of a sudden. And this almost goes into the reading I was thinking before, where we tend to be trapped in the daily maintenance of life and ignore the practical matters that will end up getting you in trouble. Resisting change, like how we were talking about here. This might just be like the theme of this whole reading, is really just resisting change can make you lose out on opportunities. Manipulating yourself into thinking that you don't need to change is what I'm getting here with the Knight of Pentacles into the Magician. Trickery, untapped potential. You're lacking that. Yeah, like how it says here, what is blocking me and what can I do to change my current circumstances? Like, you have to ask those questions to yourself when you find yourself in those moments where you feel like you're hitting a wall. And then we have the Fool, which I feel like is like letting go of this boredom. These things that are holding you back, and begin life as it should. However, there's another blockage here with the Seven of Pentacles, which has a lot to do with, harvesting the fruits of your labor at the correct time, and blase. But in the reverse, it means wasted effort, low return, restructure. And that goes back to the Nine of Cups, that missed opportunity and that karma that was caused by this Princess of Swords. So what I'm getting here is that maybe there was a karmic interference, whether it was within you or within someone else, who was very much pushing you off your path through contrary conversations, and just maybe talking a little bit too much. You're not able to separate your thoughts from those others who are kind of pulling you in and trying to tell you where to go. So yeah, I'm getting that maybe it's just it would be beneficial to listen to yourself a little bit. It's good to hear advice from others, but just make sure that you check in with yourself and you ask, is this where I want my life to go? And with that, if you notice that those are people who aren't really leading you towards the best options or the best direction, it's really good to take a step back and evaluate those who you have around you, to avoid the betrayal, the feeling of, there's another word for it, this feeling of fate, of you being in a fatality, this backstabbingness. And whenever I get this card, backstabbing can also happen from another party, but you can also backstab yourself or self-sabotage. And that's what I almost get from this card, is that yes, there could have been a third party or like another party involved, in your situation, of which it's feeling like self-discovery or a discovery in career. And you may want to just look into that. I'm gonna go ahead and get a Fairy Whisper a little message from the fairies and see if they have any more wisdom to give you as well on top of this, or even just something to shift your perspective. Fairy glamour shifts you from one form to another, truly revealing your essence. Call upon the glamour when you have need of confidence and self-belief, and gaze upon your true self. And that goes into like knowing who you are in order to make your own decisions and not lose focus on the change that needs to happen in order for you to move forward. But yeah, that's all I have here for you today. I want to thank you guys for joining me. And if this resonated with you, just go ahead and send me a comment letting me know what resonated with you, or give me a like. And see you next time.